Well, now it's time for Corner Table. It's our exclusive theater review segment. It features legendary critic John Simon and actor and director Justin Brown. Simon, he wrote for New York Magazine for more than 35 years. He's also written for The Times, The Washington Post, among too many others to count. Well, tonight, they look at a new production of Stephen Sondheim's Merrily We Roll Along.
Hello, hello, Corner Table friends. Hi, John.
Hi.
How you doing tonight?
Not too bad.
Tonight we're talking about Merrily We Roll Along. It is at Roundabout's Laura Pels Theater. It is directed by Noah Brody. And funny enough, it's music directed by Alexander Gimignani, who is Paul Gimignani's son. And if you know Paul Gimignani, he is one of the main orchestrating couples involved in all of Sondheim's great work for the most part.
Along with Jonathan Tunick.
Along with Jonathan Tunick. So, John, what are your initial thoughts on this?
Well, what can I say? It's a show that has more versions to it than Homer had birthplaces, cities vying to be his home city. And here we have versions for young actors, almost child actors, and we have versions for grown-up actors, and we have versions for God knows what. And you sort of feel that it's a kind of unfinished product. There are some beautiful, good moments in it, and certainly there are a few very good tunes in it, but it somehow doesn't quite cohere. It doesn't hang together properly. And then, of course, I don't quite agree with casting such as it gets here.
Yeah, I always feel like this production, this show specifically feels workshopped. I agree with you. It never feels finished. So the original production was done in 1981. It ran 16 performances. And it's always been a problem. And it's a story that essentially is told backwards, so from the end to the beginning. And it was my first production getting to see it in person. And, you know, my issue with it, John, is I feel that it's masturbatory in a sense because you're never invested in this journey with these characters. You're starting the show at the end of their journey, so there's nothing to invest in, and everything in the show is a reflection of whatever's happened in their lives. There's also this very bleak, almost lack of control in life that it reminds you of, and I don't know if I want to feel that as an audience member.
Well, in this particular case, there wasn't a single attractive person in the entire cast. They were some of them remarkably unattractive. And of course, I may be somewhat more visually oriented than everybody else, but I did feel that I couldn't sympathize with them, not only because of their lack of looks, but also with their lack of talent. There were no great performances here. There was no great charm of any kind. It was a drab
See,
production.
I did feel, though, that Jessie Austrian, who plays Mary, was really, really remarkable. We don't necessarily agree on it, but I thought out of all of the actors on that stage, she really had a transformative experience from beginning, middle, and end of that story. And I really followed her. I was really mostly only interested whenever she was on stage. So if you're a theater buff, I'd recommend kind of checking it out as a historical moment. But other than that, I don't really think there's much else that should draw an audience to it.
No, I agree completely, completely.
Thank you, friends.
Simon is tough. All right, we will be right back to wrap things up.